What up, y'all? This is Tracy from Nerd Squish, and today we're going to talk about the latest monster animation, Stitch Head. Halloween is almost here. You're looking for the perfect spooky movie. You want creepy castles, mysterious laboratories, and monstrous creatures crawling through the night. But maybe you don't want actual nightmares. Maybe you're looking for something a bit more family-friendly without the guts and gore of a typical Halloween release. Well, nerds, I got the movie for you. Thanks to my friends at Pixel Scene Media, I had the opportunity for an early screening of this spooky, adorable movie, so I'm gonna break down some of the details of the movie without spoilers for you nerds today, so let's get on into it. But who would I be if I didn't have spooky hydration first? Oh yeah. Based on the book series by Guy Bass, Stitch Head follows a little Frankenstein-looking boy who was the first creation of a mad scientist. He lives in the castle with the professor and spends his days taking care of all the other monsters and creations, essentially teaching them how to be proper monsters without scaring townsfolk and attracting attention. No human has ever visited the castle until one day Fulbert, ooh, that's a tough name to say. Fulbert Freakfinder. That's a mouthful. Anyway, your boy, he leads a traveling freak show, and he finds his way to the castle and to Stitch Head and recruits him with promises of fame and fortune and a life beyond the walls of the castle. Right up front, I'm gonna let you know, I cried. This movie made me cry. On that note, I am a Pisces, and I am 100% the girl from Mean Girls who doesn't even go here.
I just have a lot of feelings.
It's also the second Frankenstein-inspired movie that has made me cry this week. This movie is Frankenstein stripped down to its core, a creature who just wants to belong. So on that note, it's not a mindless kids movie. I say that as an adult who does not need to watch animated children's movies, but I like them. But it definitely helps when there's something beyond goofy little characters and animations. There's an actual story and there's actual heart. Each monster is weirdly designed with so many mismatched parts that throughout the film I kept noticing new details and new body parts and monster parts and animal parts on all the individual characters, which was kind of fun to keep up with. The very first monster that you see created in the film, Creature, is the cutest thing, and I will protect him at all costs. I would die for him. He is adorable, and I need a little plushie of him so bad. The monsters in this film are very on par with something like Monsters, Inc., where they have these monsters, and they're supposed to be grotesque and terrifying, and everyone in the movie is just screaming their pants off at the sight of them. But to me, they're just really adorable. They're just really just fuzzy-wuzzy cute and so dang sweet. It's very reminiscent of animated films that we've seen before, things like Nightmare Before Christmas, The Addams Family, Hotel Transylvania, but it really gets into those Paranorman vibes where you have that perfect mix of like creepy and heartfelt. But again, we have themes from other animations, Monsters, Inc., Beauty and the Beast, and even Dumbo. The animation style is very much that modern CGI that I'm often really not a fan of, but this one had a lot of texture to it, whether it was the hair of the characters, fabric of the clothing they were wearing, or even some of the background scenes, especially in the beginning of the movie, very reminiscent of the paintings that they would use in old school Disney animations. So there was something about it, whether it was the style, the textures, that very much gave Tim Burton vibes. And that's not where the Tim Burton style ended. This was also kind of a surprise musical. Now, don't expect a full-length feature album, something like Nightmare Before Christmas, but there were definitely a couple of tunes in there that just really made me happy to be watching this cute movie and then have a moment where you can just kind of, you know what I mean? As a child of the Disney Renaissance, I believe that all animated features can be improved with songs. And for the grown-ups watching this with their kids that maybe aren't ecstatic about watching an animated cartoon, don't worry, there are some very much adult humor moments in the movie that, like, your kid's not gonna know what's going on, but they definitely make you giggle. And there was at least 3 significant portions of this film where I literally laughed out loud. Overall, Stitch Head definitely brings the perfect mixture of Halloween fun and heartfelt storytelling. It has a really positive message about accepting what makes you different and stepping out of the shadows to take control of your own destiny. And I definitely think it has the material to be the quintessential kids' Halloween movie of this generation. You have iconic characters like Stitch Head, somebody who would be great to dress as for Halloween, but you also have these the vibes, man. These 90s type heartfelt vibes that don't feel forced. So I really feel like this movie brings in like the cool things about a modern movie, but then also the essential things of movies that I know millennials like me grew up with and often miss in modern films. It's a heartfelt and family-friendly take on the classic Frankenstein story. So if you're looking for a Halloween movie that the whole family can watch, or you want something that's more spooky cute than spooky scary, this movie is definitely worth checking out. It comes out October 29th, and I 100% recommend it. Also, I had never heard of the Stitch Head book series before this movie, but I'm sold. Let me tell you, the next time I have to buy a gift for a kid, they're getting a copy of this book. How about that? 2 Frankenstein-inspired movie reviews in a week? Y'all, I'm living my best life. I hope y'all enjoyed this movie review. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so when new videos hit the channel, you'll be notified. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you nerds later!